Yeah, I'm staying for the full service. When I saw this festival come here, I was like, okay, just go there and it will be fun and some beautiful tournaments.
Yeah. And you're off to a good start then in the deep stack, and then hopefully you'll be deep in the main event. Are you planning to play something else?
Yeah, I'm at day 2 of the main event. I will play maybe some side events tomorrow. I will see. I didn't remember the program, but
there's some casino events as well, slots, blackjack. Do you do anything of that?
no, I didn't do that. It's not my. I don't really like it.
You're a professional poker player.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So nice to have you here at the festival, and best of luck then, and hope you pick down this deep stack.
Thank you.
Thank you, Victor.
Thank you. Bye.
Welcome back to the coverage of the Festival Series in Bratislava 2023. My name is Anastasia and I'm joined by this amazing guy, Kelly Kellner.
All in gold today, my baby. You know,
I love your style. You're always so shiny when you come to play poker.
Sparkle. You got to sparkle in life. If you're not sparkling, are you living? Are you really? And if you're not at the Festival Series in Bratislava, are you actually a poker player? Yeah. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. And here now, I think now I've finally made it because I'm now being interviewed by the great Anastasia. This is amazing. Love your dominance in the poker world.
My pleasure. And you made the whole this way from Canada to play the Festival Series.
Yes, I just went through my birthday, and I was sitting at home and waiting. Business-wise, it's been very stressful the last little bit, and so between 9 p.m. and 9 a.m., I decided, what the hell? I'm going to jump on a flight to Toronto and a flight to Vienna and a bus to Bratislava, and here I am.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. You just make up your mind, just like spur of the moment, and away you go. So that's what you do. And here to see Frankie, who's built an amazing company, amazing series. Love some of the things we've got going on here. Very non-traditional sports betting tournaments, roulette tournaments, blackjack tournaments, gambling, baby. That's what it's all about.
We also have hospitality. Did you know about it?
Oh, I did not know about that. Tell me about the hospitality. I'm very eager to hear about this.
We have a lot of fun. So whoever qualified, they're entitled to go and have a free hospitality with me in charge.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I didn't qualify. Can I buy my way in?
You can.
Okay, excellent.
Going for the dinner in 1 hour.
Oh, really? Oh, but I'm chip leader in the seniors right now.
Seniors.
First hand. I just turned 56. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I know.
And I'm very immature. First hand, knocked 2 guys out the first hand, and just running good. I've got like 6 times average. So, as my son will say, and send me a message shortly, don't screw it up, Dad, because he is the next generation of poker. But here I am. I'm repping Canada. I'm repping the family. I'm repping anybody that sparkles and living my best life, and that's what you got to do, kids.
Yeah, I actually met your son in Dublin, so he didn't come with you this time.
No, he actually has a job, and he is so much more responsible than I am.
You.
Yes, exactly. But after Dublin, so I put a couple of coaches around him that are a little more like, my style doesn't work for my son. I'm a little too flamboyant.
Wait a minute, he actually done Irish Open main event better than you.
Yes, of the 11 of us that came, the Canadian invasion, he was the last man standing, and he won a Saturday to get his second bullet into the main. So very proud of the boy. But he goes back to Calgary, goes back to Canada. A couple months later, he goes to a little festival we have there, buys in, doesn't even tell me he's going, buys into a $340 event, 511 players. Kid comes third for $11,838. This kid is power. He's the future. I love the future, the next generation of poker players. I'm proposing that I want to build, you've got the seniors tournaments, which of course I am amazing in, but I'd like to see like a capped 25, like a Young Guns, and then we'll have the Young Gun winner and the seniors winner play off for dominance of the world. I think that's the series we got to have. So there you go.
Did you ever win seniors?
I've done very well in the seniors. If you go look at my hand in mob, I've done well at Poker Stars in Barcelona. The very first one I played at the Venetian in Vegas when I first turned 50. I think I came 14th out of a pretty big field. So it's a different gameplay in the seniors. You bet, continuation bet, fold if they call, they've got it. And until you get down to the money, then you get.
So you want to say that it's more ABC poker in seniors?
Yeah, it's old school, and it's kind of fun, and because it's very easy to play, but don't let anybody know that. So. Yeah, no, I love playing the seniors, and I can outdrink all of them, and I'm funnier than all of them. So what the hell? Eh?
Yes. We're gonna keep it in secret, okay?
Absolutely. I love when I have secrets.
Yeah.
Any other secrets we should keep just between us? And,
yes. Nobody. Yeah, a lot.
Okay, there we go. I like it. Bratislava, first time here. This is a great country. This morning, so I actually have a friend who used to work in television with my mother years ago. Okay. So we went out for dinner last night, went for a walk. This morning I went through the Christmas festival markets. Oh my God, it was amazing. I actually got hammered on the plum and cherry mulled wine. I had like 3 of these, and I'm like walking through the streets, and it was
so innocent but so good.
Yes, exactly. And then you eat these marinated cherries that are just like, oh my God. So in true seniors fashion, I came, I had a little nap, and now I am crushing it. And yeah, this could be a nice title.
So the festival series, what you can say?
So played a quick setty when I got in the first night, and great venue, great crowd. I've played a few European events recently, so I'm building a little network of friends and some just poker's. You get that inner circle of just some great people, some great friends. So we're rather than sitting at home and going to the office and just kind of sweating about life, come here, hang out with some great people, and make things happen. So that's what we're doing, having a great time, and you look amazingly beautiful. I love always hanging out with you. We've had a lot of fun throughout the years going back. I just saw pictures when I first met you in the Caribbean at the Party Poker. I came, I think I almost final tabled the main event of that.
Was that 2016?
No, it was before that. Oh yeah, it could have been 16 or 15, something like that. Long time ago.
Yeah, that's where we met. And now we met each other again in Bratislava here in the festival series. Kelly, I wish you best of luck this week. We still have a lot of tournaments to come.
Yes.
And I saw you really enjoying so far the seniors.
Yes.
But
I'm making everybody laugh. Everybody's too serious. You gotta just go and just be a little bit outrageous. So, anyways, I got my sparkles on.
Always.
Lucky Puff, which that's probably not for mixed audiences, but yeah, we're having a great time here. Looking forward to the main. Looking forward to a couple of these other events, and adding a Slovakian flag onto my hand and mob. So there we go. That's what it's all about.
That's what you need.
Of course, I got my Icelandic one last year, which still hasn't posted. But yeah.
Anyways, he can talk forever. I love you, Kelly. You're a crazy, amazing guy.
There we go. We have it on video. You love me. You love me. Oh my God.
I wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
And see you around.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Festival Series in Bratislava 2023. My name is Anastasia, and I'm joined by amazing Jason. Jason, you made all this way from Australia just to come to Bratislava and be with us during the Festival Series.
Love the festival series, Anastasia, and love to be here. I've attended a lot of the festival series since I first joined in 2020. It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of place, and this is where my Coolbet bear was discovered. I got it from Svein Olive back in 2020 during COVID.
Yes, that was during the festival series. So, little baby, can I have it, please? Little cool bear from the Coolbet by Svein Olive. So, he travels with you everywhere.
He does. He's played in South Africa earlier this year. He's been in Australia, New Zealand, played in Singapore, Macau. He's been, just about 25 countries now.
And I know that you always take a picture and post on the social media, no matter where you are, with this cool bear.
Absolutely. I love to put him on Instagram, and love to show everybody where he's at and what he's doing.
And tell me the way he arrived to Bratislava from Australia?
He had his own seat from Singapore to London, so he
Business class.
Business class seat. Yes, he flew in 15k all the way from Singapore to London, and then he travelled with me there from London to Zurich.
Wow. And I remember previous events. What happened was you arrived to the event and your luggage was lost, so you didn't collect it. And I know now how much this little bear means to your family as well, because the first question you were asked, did the bear make it? Is he with you?
Did the bear make it? That's right. Emirates let us all down in September for the Coolbet Open, and the baggage didn't make it, but the bear did. So I didn't have any clothes, but I had my bear.
You had your bear.
It's all good.
So you're here now in Bratislava with us. I'll give you your little baby to you. Take care of him. So you're here now with us. Thank you again so much for coming.
Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you for having me, and I love being here, and looking forward to the next festival series.
Absolutely. We will have it next year, hopefully 4 stops next year, so you will have a lot of flying.
I will have a lot of flying, and we'll do everything we can to make every single stop.
Oh, we will. And don't forget your baby.
Oh, no, don't worry. He doesn't get forgotten. I'll forget anything. I'll forget my passport. I won't forget the Coolbet bear.
That is so cute. So he's yours now forever. I know actually people even were asking to pay you.
I've had multiple offers for this bear, and a 4-figure offer, but the bear isn't for sale. Not
How much?
I've had $1,000 offered for him, but he's not for sale.
No.
So no, he's not for sale. So don't send offers. Don't anything else. He's not on the market. He will not be sold.
So I think now it's time for your baby bear to go back on the table on the top of your chips, because we're just having a break. How are you doing actually now you're playing seniors now?
I'm playing the seniors, yes. I've had a few senior moments on the table. I was playing with Frankie first of all, a lot of fun. Had to fold my aces to him, but that's okay. And now I'm on another.
It's a big fold.
Yeah, big fold on the turn. A big fold on the turn, but you know you've got to know your players, and Frankie leading into me, it's pretty strong. So if he was doing with 2-7, good on you, Frankie. Well played, but I think I was a rough fold.
Okay. So I wish you best of luck, Jason. We will see you around here. We still have a lot of events to come, and I wish you to take down some of them.
Thank you, Anastasia. I'll do all my very best I can.
If it happens, your cool bear will have a separate special picture.
Oh, lovely. That's great. That'll go up on my main office on the wall. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason, so much.
Lovely interview with Jason Kisilis, and look at this.
Here it is. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is going to be pandemonium.
And normally we ask you guys in the chat, you hear us loud and clear, but this time I don't know if we can be heard ever.
I'm not sure we can even speak over the table audio here.
Wow.
It's going to be crazy. Look at that. We've got Yonkite. He's buying in for what looks to be 3,000 euros. We're going to have a 5-5-10. And I don't think the straddles are going to stop at 10, to be honest.
Yeah, actually, Jonas bought in for 5,000. We just got some info, so it's the biggest stack by far. Yeah,
20 stacks of 1,000. That's
Frankie is in for 1,000. Sasha's for 1,000 as well. Martin, seat number 1, seems to be in for 500. The Value Town guy, Martin
Alexandros in for 1,000.
And then we got Georgie, seat number 2. Scott in seat number 3. Our Poker Bros. He's starting with 500. And Alexandros, seat number 4, buying in for 1,000. Then we don't know exactly what Matthias has in seat number 5, but we'll, of course, have all the graphics for you once we get started. But yeah, Frankie, he's doing the job for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. Win a lot.
This is, if you're new to the stream, the Cash Game Challenge, and this is part 2 for today. This is 2 hours of 5-5 PLO 4 and 5 cards. It has been told to us it will be played both of those, and it's all about winning as many big blinds as possible. The leaderboard right now has Danius with the bagging 1,068 big blinds in the 2-2 session the other day. So to have any of these guys taking over that lead would have to be, if they win a couple of 5,000s of Kyte perhaps, if he cleans the table himself.
This could go in any direction. You're going to see some big action here, and we're not going to sugarcoat it. This is just the way it is, and that's why you see Frankie sat down there, not afraid to get in the mix. We're going to be seeing all sorts of peculiar hands, raising, 3-betting, triple straddles.
Yeah.
Just you wait for this one, guys. This is going to be action-packed. You can see Poker Bras doing a live Instagram story, maybe he's getting the stream nice and fired up for this one. Thanks to all of you guys from the Poker Bars stream. I believe that he is raiding.
Thank you, guys. And yeah, if you are watching us, if you're a poker fan, maybe you want to show your other friends that not too familiar with poker how fun this game can be, spread the link to this stream, because this is gonna be crazy, guys. But do also tell your friends that this is not how poker is always played. Maybe
we'll do our best.
It will not be as easy to win money in poker as it will be to take Frankie's money tonight.
Potentially. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
He packs a punch and he's tough to play against. So
Yeah,
it could go many different ways.
We should say that he holds the record. We've done these cash game challenges throughout all our stops during the years, and Frankie actually had a session, I think it was in Malta, where he won 3,000 big blinds in a 2-hour session of 2-2 poker. So, well, he's aiming for that record, of course, tonight, but we'll see how it goes. But we'll soon about to get started. They're just settling in there to their chairs, putting their money on the table, and seems like Frankie's instructing all the players what this is all about. Let's listen to the guys.
One time only.
And he's blaming the stream as well.
It's boring.
He wants to get in as many hands as possible.
Absolutely.
And of course, that's the right tactics. If you're going to win a lot of big blinds, you have at least got to have some hands played. Yep, another instruction from Frankie. You're allowed to have your phone by the table, but do not look at the stream. Tough rules from Frankie. Oh, these guys, are they already banter? Scott and Frankie not agreeing. I just think they're talking about two different things, actually, as we have some apple juice orders as well being taken by our lovely waitress, and we have Argo from the production team instructing the players how they should place their cards. Yeah, there's a lot of things before we can start this stream, but we're soon about to get live and action. Now the final preparations then. Our floorman also in picture.
Heard the news, yeah? You'll get 4 cards, you need to put them side by side, so 2 and 2. Sometimes leader says you have to show them before, and he talks with the back people. If you add money from your starting stack, you need to be very clear. Frankie adds a 500.
He's doing all the work now, right?
He's an absolute natural.
Yeah, he's going to be doing the commentary live as well for us. George and me, we can go off to the spa for 2 hours perhaps and just watch the stream. Have Frankie do the talking.
If it was open, they closed it at the
Oh, yeah, they have.
Gutted. The Value Town is raiding us with a party of 27. Thank you so much.
Welcome, guys, and you have your very own Martin Karnåker in seat number 1. He'll be firing some bullets against these guys, or hopefully he'll be winning a lot of bullets.
I hope so.
And yeah, we can see, as we said, Martin Karnåker, seat number 1, one of the notables on this stream, and also third seat, Scott Poker Bras Kenyon One of the ACR Stormers has his own Twitch channel, streams a lot of poker.
Yeah,
And,
Love Snakes Games was playing the horse event, playing the horses event, was playing the 8 games, so looking to see how he fares in the PLO4 and 5.
Yeah.
Jon getting out the way, and Martin straight in the mix
Oh,
with the Ace King
right
King 4.
away.
That's a premium. Buying in for 600. He's a Value Town member.
And goes for the 40 race.
Yeah.
So we're off to a flying start then.
Martin goes under the nickname Rim Job Lover.
Oh, that was not nice,
That's a cheeky one. Behave in the chat, guys.
Yeah.
Georgie's going to flatten +3. Jake in the cutoff. Should be squeezing here with this kind of hand, but he's going to look like he's just going to call. I'd be taking it upstairs in this kind of lineup, but yeah. Don't blame him. Looking to induce some action behind, maybe.
Frankie with a fantastic hand.
Frankie
5-2.
pops it, of course.
No, did he?
Yeah.
Wow.
10-8, 5 deuce, guys. Welcome to the game.
Welcome to the game. Committing half his stack. And Martin isn't going anywhere. He's all in. And bad news for Frankie, as I think these two will be heads up. I doubt that Jake wants to gamble for his whole stack as well right away. Oh, he's actually all in.
He is, all right. That's a great hand multi-way for sure. Two good suits, connectivity. One time, 3 ways to get things kicked off here. Martin with the equity advantage, covers the hearts and has the highest pair.
Yeah.
Frankie with the 10 high.
Somehow you almost feel like Frankie's going to win this in
some
some way.
Or something, or deuce.
Yeah, oh, the good old
That's
deuces.
the classic Frankie.
And we have a showdown from Martin at least. Everyone showing their cards. And Frankie building image with a 10-8, 5 deuce. Single suit loose. There's a deuce and a 10. So, and a jack. Some 2 pairs then. Sorry,
no. There's a 4 for Martin.
Nice one. Oh, and he seals it with the king.
The superboat.
Nice start then for Martin Karnåker, seat number 1. Triples up the very first hand. And Frankie has to say the magic words. Rebuy.
Chips. Gonna be seeing plenty more of this kind of action, guys.
Yeah.
That's just a little light start, 3-way all in. Frankie with the 10 high, Martin's in there with the Ace King King 4. Big hold for him, he's up to 1.7k.
And the poor runner from the casino that will be handling chips to this table will have blisters on their toes tomorrow.
That's going to be a lot of work getting the step count up. About 20,000 steps going to and from the cash desk for this one.
Yeah.
So Jake's getting back in the mix. He's got a stack of 50s there. Looks like he's going to be back in for 500. Frankie is going to buy in for 500 again. And it's a great start for the Value Town member in seat 1. Picking it up.
Yes, yeah, running hog, right in, Frankie action.
Sean WRK, hello, hello. Running says hi and raids us from his channel with Party at 9. Welcome, welcome, guys.
Welcome, guys.
Plenty of action, and we've got the viewer count over 100 for the first time this week. Boom, boom.
Nice
Usually,
to see
as I say that, a couple of people drop out of spite, you know. Hey, I'm going to make a difference here.
Yeah, but no one wants to miss Frankie action, I think. It's going to be a lot of that going on to this 2 hours. We just played 1 hand, and already we had to reload and give 2 of the guys a new set of chips, fresh 500 for both seat number 4 and Frankie then seat number 8. New hand, starting with the straddle 10 from Jon Kyte. And Martin counting his new 1 chip, stacking them nicely, waiting for a new hand where he'll be first to act just shortly, as we have some deliveries to the tables as well. And it looks like some sodas and water, actually. Are they getting serious now, these guys?
Ooh, could be.
Yeah. No apple juices on that tray. As Martin now will be first to act. Will he find another premium one? Frankie, at least, holding on to the apple juice orders. Martin now then. Does he have anything? No, he was just waiting for it.
No, 5-5-10 to go then. And The action's happening so quickly, we're struggling to keep up with it. Scott limps in with the King, Queen, 10-9. And the reason why he's doing this is because
he's waiting for someone in the small blind, big blind, sorry.
Is almost an autopot. That's the way he plays. He just drives the action, so it's actually quite smart to
he misclicked. He called. He just called. No, he just called. He misclicked. Exactly. It was a trap, but it didn't work this time for Scott.
So some diamonds there. Decent one for Scott. He's got a gut shot with the Queen High flush draw. John, swing and a miss from him. Frankie has a pair. What else we got? Alexandros not really holding much. Got a backdoor flush draw, gut shot.
Yeah. What about Scott now then?
And Frankie does lead with his 7.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. He does have the best of it so far, to be fair, but Scott's got a lot of equity over there with the flush draw and the straight draw. Alexandros out the way.
Yes. So we're heads up to the turn. Frankie needs maybe to avoid a lot of cards now as the flush fills up for Scott. So bad news.
Yeah, very bad news. King of diamonds.
Open-ended nut flush draw as well. The
could make the royal
flush.
Here. Yeah. I think Jon had the ace of diamonds.
Yeah, he did actually, and the 9 is blocked by Frankie. Yes. So okay, but there will not be a straight flush.
But just the second nuts versus a lunatic will do, I think. You're taking this one to the bank. Never folding this hand versus Frankie, of course. He's just deciding whether
Scott
he's going
doing
to
some
call
Hollywooding.
Jam.
All right,
he's going to call. He wants to keep some random blasts in there, as we can see Frankie just holding the 9 of diamonds and not having any equity. Can't improve to a boat. And what's it to be? The 10. So is Frankie going to fall for this one here? Looks pretty strong once Scott calls the turn.
That's
and
actually
he does
give it up.
Wave the white flag. And
Scott trying to extract some more value from Frankie, but it's not going to work this time.
I don't think so. And maybe allowing some room for a check jam as well.
Frankie showed the 7 deuce. True.
Vamos, Martin, says Captain Hammer 1. Thanks for joining. Let us know where you're tuning in from, who you're rooting for here. This action is going to be ballistic. Average pot of well over 500 euros, I imagine. As you can see there, we've had a 1.7k pot to get things kicked off. And Scott Pokerbras takes down the second pot, making a nice little profit there versus Frankie as well. Aloha, says Mikey. How you doing?
Welcome to us, and still holding that count over 100.
Yeah, holding strong. Let's see what's happening. Let's go, Braz.
Martin Karnoker with the straddle, seat number 1 then, to get the next hand going. And it seems like they agreed to only play 4 cards, right? I think so.
Yeah. There's so much action that you don't need the 5th card.
No, exactly. Frankie has enough trouble just looking at 4 cards, so yeah.
Any 4 will do.
Now then, Jake, our guy from Novibet, seat number 4, folding.
And Alexandros has got a great hand. Ace-Jack 10-8 with the nut suit. He's going to pop it up here. He makes it full pot, 40 to go.
Frankie, of course, not folding.
Yeah, he goes for his patented
look at this.
3-bet small out of position. Just a little pot builder for him.
Yeah, has June made it 300?
Yeah,
he has.
Going to pot it.
So the bet now is 305 from June Kyte. What about Alexandros? Tough spot now, 265 to
versus
call.
The cold 4-bet from John as well. He's not worried about Frankie, he's more worried about John.
Because Frankie's going to be all in with the call. So heads up, or did Alexandros stay in?
So we do go 3 ways to the flop by the looks of things.
Wow, nice one. Already almost 1,000 in the middle now then. 940 in this spot as Frankie is all in. What about June? Is he going to push this one?
Oh, wow. Frankie flopping a flush draw.
The only one with the flush draw.
55% with what would be usually perceived to be a trash hand, but it's the nuts for Frankie as he takes the equity advantage.
For those of you guys in the production team, please screenshot this, as Frankie will never have as high equity as 55%.
Unheard of.
Now then, with the deuce on the turn as it went check, check.
Yeah, John and Alexandros have reason to be a little bit scared of this board. Not really great equity, neither player holding a flush draw. The board can change very often. Alexandros has middle pair with a gut shot. He's just going to realize his equity here, looking for a 9, and improves to the 8.
Oh, poor Frankie. He was in the lead.
Yeah,
but that
he had
8.
the best of it. Had the 2 pair on the turn and cannot find the hold. Just holding 6-5 now for 2 pair. Now this is a game I'd like to sit in, says Mr. Lidor, taking the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, Mr. Leader, the line to this table is like 3 blocks. 3 blocks, yeah.
We've got them queuing up from all over. I think it's gone over the border to Austria.
Yeah, the most frequently searched on Google right now in the neighboring countries is how far can I get to Bratislava? How long is the taxi ride from different cities around Europe? And
yeah, unfortunate for Frankie there. Turn 2 pair and not going to see the winner on the 8, improving Alexandros to top trips. 8 with the ace kicker.
Oh yeah, so Frankie has to turn himself to the gods from the casino for another reload, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be the second reload in 3 hands. It's a good start.
You might think that a 2-hour cash game session is not that long, but when you start losing 500 a hand, it can be a long
And the beauty
night.
of it is that it creates so many big pots, and the guys that are kind of like jostling for position, kind of caught in the midst of the fire, you know, like what's going to happen? Is he going to raise? Frank is very unpredictable. He knows that people are going to be trying to trap him a lot and trying to keep the pot small, waiting for him to raise and then look for the back raise. So he's going to mix things up. He's not going to just pot every hand, but he's going to give action, as you can see. No premium for him so far, and he's been all in twice.
Yeah, and we're on hand number 4, which means he actually folded 1 hand then.
Yeah.
Now then, Alexandros with the kings. Jake was opening with the ace king 8-7.
Yeah.
And it's 30 to go when it's time for Alexandros.
Quite a loose open with this kind of table, with this kind of dynamic. It's, you know, not holding a nut suit. You've got a tri-suit component. Would just be folding this one, expecting to get 3-bet almost every time on this kind of dynamic.
Frankie, not the
Frankie's
worst of
actually
hands,
got a decent holding.
Yeah, but unfortunately for him, the kings are gone, and well, 1-7 is blocked by Jake as well, so...
Port!
Oh, no. Here we go again.
Here we go again. Let's see what Jake does with that ace-king 8-7. He's in rough shape, and Martin has a decent hand, but facing this kind of action, you might think he just gets out the way. It's so tough to control the size of the pot when you've got a player in there like Frankie, who's just going to be relentlessly 3-betting and driving the action himself. Yeah. So he does make a good fold. I like that.
You do know that all of these guys that are already in the hand as well, Jake and Alexandros might as well been, they just might be limping, waiting for that pot from Frankie in order to get smashing. But this time I think it's just going to be call from all of them. Jake stays in, Alexandros will for sure do.
Yeah, and now he knows that Jake is capped, and that means that Jake is not going to have a better hand, so it's a great spot for him to shove, because he knows he's going to be well ahead of Frankie, who's just about got anything, and he knows now that without Jake going for the rejam, that he is going to have an inferior hand to kings. So good spot for Alexandros, although does not have the equity advantage, because one of his kings, both of them have gone. So he can't flop the set.
1.5k in this.
Yeah, already 1.5k to go. Diamonds no good for Alexandros either, as Frankie's got the diamonds. And it's an ace-high board, so 2 pair for Jake.
Wow.
And Frankie's got a set.
Oh, yeah, he does have the 7s. Forgot about that one.
Needs to hold.
Is he?
And he does.
Look. What's happening? Frankie winning a hand. Nice hand.
Oh, he's going to slow roll. Amazing. He gets those 2 binds back straight away and the 3-way all in.
Yeah, and that's good news for all the other guys on the table. Frankie sitting with 1,500.
Well, it's good news and bad news because the pots just get out of control.
Yeah, that's true.
You've got to play it with 300 bigs there. That's just going to be potting everything. He's up 35 euros.
Perfect. Screenshot that as well.
Let's see, this could get really out of control. I imagine that we could be seeing a pot of...
Yeah, we had that competition between you and I.
Guys in the chat, we got 122 of you. Thanks for joining. What do you think the biggest pot size is going to be? What is the biggest pot of this night? We've got so much blistering action already, and now we've got Frankie sat there deep, playing almost every hand. I reckon it's going to be north of 6K.
I was about to say 5.2.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm going to go with the under then. But
okay, you take the under.
Yeah, I'll take the under 6, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a 6-7K.
Yeah,
pot.
Mikey reckons 12. I think that's a little ambitious.
Yeah, we'll see.
But if we get some reloads or Frankie doubles up this one, then that's certainly on the cards. Urban says 6.4. Running says 4.9.
All right. We'll try to... you have a few minutes more. Let's lock the guesses in, and then we'll try to send a festival cap or something to the winner of this guessing game. So get your guesses in between. Yeah, let's make it like 5 more minutes.
Yep.
The biggest pot of the evening. How big will it be? And remind you, if you're not familiar, we're going to play for exactly 2 hours, and we're about 10-15 minutes in. So 1 hour 45 minutes more is how long we're going to play this cash game challenge. It's capped by time to 2 hours.
8.2K says Opdarling. SL4 says 5.5.
Yeah. Slasktratt, actually, 5.5.
Yeah.
That's Swedish.
7.2, 6.6, 8.05. Mr. Leader taking a little bit of an angle there.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, the 12, says Mikey. He's got the over at the moment. So anyone want to match that bid? Little 12.01 if you want the over on that. 13K, says Stocken.
New high. As Frankie now with some 6s.
Gets it in with a gut shot, a pair, and could hit the 6 as well. Let's see what Jake's got. He's got aces. So
no
he's
flush draw for him though, so Frankie needs
a 5 or a club.
Yes. And it's 1.1 in this pot, so.
Is it capped because of Martin's sleep schedule? He needs to go to bed soon, question mark. I'm not sure about that. I think this one will be spilling over. 9.9 says Captain Hammer.
Now then, what are we waiting for here now?
Yeah.
Just,
relatively small
as
pot.
We know, they're only allowed to run it once, according to Frankie rules. So this is the one and only Jack. No help for Frankie. So the aces.
Flopped a monster there with the Queen 6-6-4. Flopped a top pair with the open ender. He would have been the equity leader on the flop. But
he would, yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately, the ace closed out a couple of his, well, the 6 or the 4.
Yeah. And we can tell you that the Cash Game Challenge, the format that we are playing, it's played every day throughout the festival, and it's 2 hour exactly. It's either Texas or PLO, and the rules are that the person who bags the most number of big blinds won in the single 2 hour session during the festival will walk away with the added €1,600 package to our next stop next year.
New dealer. Does he know what he's in for?
Oh, yeah, this might be a day to remember.
Yeah, absolutely. At least he's not going to be running multiple boards or anything like that.
No.
Only running it once, as per Franco's wishes.
Yes, as we get a new deck on the board as well from the production team, spreading it out, checking that we have all the cards in the deck and no jokers for Frankie.
No.
Maybe he would need, that would be something. Frankie had a joker in every hand.
He's got a joker in his pocket that he can use for one pot.
Yeah, exactly. A free card. Now then, let's shuffle and deal the next hand. Scott Poker Bros Kenyon in the big blind. And there's a lot of banter going on this table, discussing hands and laughing. We haven't seen that much of Sasha, seat number 7, Sasha Mann. familiar face also at all the festivals, playing a lot of tournament poker mostly, I think, but now he's in this cash game. And of course, sitting next to Frankie, I hope he has something to protect his ears. But also something so he can wake up in the middle of the night dreaming, screaming.
Retains the use of his ears after the booming laugh that we all know from the festival founder Frankie there, sat in seat number 7.
Now then, some more apple juice order being placed.
It's been 5-5-10 for a while, buddy. Catch up. Yeah, the apple juices are coming around, the drinks are flowing, everyone's having a good time here at the festival. And this isn't the only game. If you are thinking of making your way over, seeing a great advertisement for the games that are running, we've got 13 tables running, including some 5-5, Super Dealer's Choice, PLO4 10-10, 4-5 No Limit Hold'em 1-3 tables, couple of low stakes PLO tables, and some Sveiten running as well. So fun for everyone. Whatever your game type is, there's something on offer here at the festival. We're going to be getting you some details on what's going on in the high roller as well, the 1K.
Let's see. Georgie getting in the mix. We haven't seen too much of him. Now he's 3-betting with a mystery hand. Makes it 135 to go. Jake, not much of a hold in Omaha hand, folding the 9-5-3 deuce. Frankie, almost with the nuts. If you're Frankie, of course, you're moving all in with this one. And Georgie has nothing else but to call this one. Leaving 370 behind, it's nothing he want to do. I suppose he has a decent hand, and he knows that Frankie's range is off the charts.
Yeah. You cannot even comprehend what sort of hands he's going to be in there with. He 4-bets it in with the ace.
And look, he's actually
gets it in good.
Yeah, I was about to say that Frankie's the favorite, but he's actually trailing by a few percent.
Just by the byproduct of all of that connectivity.
Yeah.
And he shows the 6-3 with the ace. Cards on their backs.
And you can see that Frankie is at least blocking 2 hearts for Georgie, but
he's going to have to fade a lot of outs.
If there's going to be a jack on this board, it's going to be bad for Frankie. A lot of straight opportunities, of course, for low cards is what Frankie is asking for. Let's see. Oh, yeah, he gets them. Look at these.
Open-ender, no flush for his opponent, and he's got a pair as well.
Now then.
So 9 or a 4. The jack opens in a gut
something
shot.
For Georgie. Needs an 8 for the straight, but will he get any other help?
They both make a straight on the river as Georgie makes the nut straight.
Disaster, says Frankie. And laughs. Yeah, it's rare to see someone lose a 1K pot as happy as Frankie. Maybe Florian from the previous table could have done the same, but
yeah.
And for those of you who has been guessing the pot size, now we're gonna close that competition just shortly. But we did have some screams from the table.
Yeah.
You know that we are on a 30-minute delay, so what that was all about, we'll have to wait 30 minutes to see. But there we are pretty seated quite close by to this table, so we cannot see them, but we can hear them. So we'll see. But right now, this is the hand number 6, I think, or 7, and yeah, it's been pretty much all
wild.
In. It's
what
been
we
wild.
Expected, right?
Yeah, definitely. And Captain Hummer says 5-6 drinks more, and the pots will be 20K. Well, we'll see about that.
He's already got his guess in of 9.9. So he's just hoping that the apple juice flies around.
Yeah, absolutely. But now, well, let's see. I'm sure if this would have been like a 5-6 hour stream, surely we'll have seen pots about 20K, but we'll see what we get time to in this 2-hour session. And we need also Jon Kyte to get his big stack working, adding some chips to this pot.
And he's going to flat with the King Jack Jack 6.
And Frankie is open with another premium.
Is Martin going to call or 3-bet? He's going to call. Yeah. Doesn't want to reopen the action.
No, for Frankie, no. Because then he has to play for its entire stack.
Yeah.
Perhaps, as June has the jacks. Scott blocking one of them, folding his hand.
Jake's
Trips for Jake. This is surely not.
Hand.
Yeah. He'd like to play Sweden with that one, but no. And Alexandros most
Yeah,
likely to
closing
call.
the action. I think he's going to be in there. He's got a nut suit and some high cards. Can
he was on
definitely
the
flop
straddle
some
as well,
favourable
so-
runouts.
Yeah.
So 4 ways to the flop, as expected. Frankie and 3 stragglers. And it comes 10-6-3. John has a flush draw. Martin has
Martin
the nut
with
flush
the nut
draw.
flush draw, yeah.
Frankie's got the 10 high flush draw with the gut shot. So I think he's going to be
Actually, only
potting it.
Alexandros who does not like this board at all, but June in a bit of trouble with his flush draw, perhaps.
Does have the overpair though, which is good right now, but that's going to be a tough one to hold up.
What do we do now here with the gut shot and the nut flush draw for Martin?
Just be potting it personally.
Yeah.
He's going for the passive option. He just goes for the call.
Yeah.
I think when John calls here, he's never going to have a hand like 10s or 10-6 with a redraw or So I think we want to try and get value from the worst draws that are out there. So I'd have been taking that one upstairs. We can min raise, and then Frankie has room to rejam. And now this is a bit of a disaster for Martin because
Frankie
he's
hits
seeing
the
that
two
John
pair.
has a bit of an equity advantage over him now. And John does come along for the ride with the overpair and the king high flush draw, and Martin now really no option but to just call.
He does.
That's what he's going to do. So
Another pot north of 1K, 1.2
not many
already.
clubs out there. Frankie's looking for the hold here. He's got the 2 pair, not looking for a 3 or a 6 or a 7. An 8 is fine. Top 2 is
top
good.
2.
No one with the straight. And he's got 120 back, so I think he's probably going to put it in.
But 100.
Yeah.
Saving a 20 for the bar note. Let's see.
And John flicks it in there, praying that he's missed something. And Frankie is going to take that one down with the 2 pair.
Back to 1.5 then. That's what he's in for. So even Steven for Frankie at the moment. Jon, 4.2. He started with 5K, so he's trailing a bit right now. And we're talking a few blinds.
Yep.
But still, above is above.
Absolutely. Can I raise blind?
Yes, sir, you're allowed to. If you're under the gun, just feel free. Raise it. Although if he is to make it 10, he might as well use this as a straddle, I guess.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I don't see the difference, really. And also, it's just like something that it's not great for the flow of the game, Just it's 5-5-10. Just chuck the 10 in. Don't try and get some kind of. I think he's trying to get some kind of advantage. I'm not really sure what the angle is, but
no, we'll see.
Let's just keep it as it is. That's the way to do it.
Sasha now then, first to act. He hasn't played a single hand so far. I haven't even seen him call pre-flop, I think. And not likely to play this one in an early position either.
We heard you loud and clear there.
Oops, yes, sir. It's saved for the future.
Sasha's going to limp in now. As you mentioned, it wasn't really in a pot so far, so he's
he heard me.
Frothing for some action.
All right, Frankie.
Frankie pots it, and Martin's out the way. Georgie on the cutoff, not really strong enough to consider calling. Scott, he's out of there with some rags, and it's over to Jake, who's got somewhat of a playable holding versus the wide range you expect Frankie to be in there with. He's got a decent suit, ace-king. Alexandros just with the rainbow jacks, think he's going to call.
Yeah.
Do you need to be wary, because Sasha can sometimes be limp raising here. We know on this occasion that he's not going to be doing that. Matthias, 10-5-4-3. Yeah, good fold. Just in case you are getting limp raised. It's quite a opportunistic spot now for Sasha, but he doesn't really have...
Blocking the 5-4-3 for Frankie, so we'll see.
Ooh.
Nothing much, at least not for Frankie. It's the jacks.
Not really for anyone.
No, the jack's still ahead.
He's got a backdoor flush draw and a backdoor straight draw though, Frankie, and we know that he's capable, so is he going to go for a bet? He is not. Ace of diamonds on the turn though, what a card. Gut shot and a flush draw for Frankie. Jake improves to top pair. Alexandros not really having anything, and Sasha as well, so should be a pot here between Jake and Frankie. Jake goes for a check by the looks of things. don't think Frankie is going to be letting this one check through.
Definitely
nope,
not.
He goes for the full pot.
Yeah. And of course, Sasha and Alexandros will not stay in, but what about Jake? Ace King.
Yeah, these are tricky because he's just got the Ace King. He doesn't really have any additional equity, and he's got 2 players behind. So we might see him actually go for the fold.
Yeah.
And yeah, he is going to lay it down. And Frankie employing the aggression to perfection.
Ace 2, 3, 4, 5. That's flush 4. Bravo. And no one
No need to commentate with all these.
No. We're just going to let
him do
Frankie.
the work.
Yep, absolutely.
A couple of people leaving the chat there potentially because of their
That
ears
laugh.
getting pounded.
Yeah, don't have your volume up too much because it might be some laughs and screams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Frankie, of course, pots blind under the gun.
Of course.
The dealer can't even give them the cards. Frankie's hands is everywhere on this table right now.
So we got the blind pot from Frankie. That's going to add a lot of action. That's already makes the effective stack so much shorter when you've got a player like this in. Everyone's sat there with over 1k for the most part, but it's playing like 20, 30 big blinds, so it's just really crazy. And he's got 10-7-4-4. That's a patented Frankie holding.
And Jon Kyte with the jacks. Lets them go though.
Yeah,
Martin.
too many players behind here.
Yeah.
No ace in his hand. He's going to get squeezed quite a lot on an 8-handed PLO table. Martin's got the tri-suit. I think it's the same kind of thing. Too many players behind here. Oh, he's going to go for the pot. Okay, that's the only other way of doing it. The hand's too weak, too flat, but going to take it upstairs and try and isolate the raise from Frankie. But he does reopen the action. So he's thinking, right, I'm just going to go with this one.
Look, this is a hand you would have hard to fold.
Deuce.
Scott.
Scotty.
There's still one in the deck. Right now then,
Yeah.
Jake.
Jake's got a terrible hand here. King 5-5-3 just with the king high suit, and the action is not closed because now there's a 3-bet. Frankie's still got the action behind him, so you really don't want to be like entering these pots passively unless you're trapping for the most part with these amount of players left behind.
Sasha looks happy in the big blind. Does he have anything?
Yeah, he's all chatty all of a sudden, right?
Is this a tell? Is he just waiting to have that 4-bet?
Is he lurking?
We'll see.
Matthias is going to get in there with the 10-9-8-7. Sasha's not got as good of a hand as he's representing. Ace, Queen, 6-4. And he's got Frankie lurking there, and he's capable of anything here. So you want to be careful with these cold calls.
Here we have
know
him.
that your opponent
Martin
might be putting it
Carlocker.
upstairs.
So
Frankie
Martin
just calls.
blocking one of Frankie's 4s. Sasha did fold his hand. So we're 3 ways. To the pot, to the flop, and let's
see. 9
see.
in the window there.
Yeah.
King 8-8.
Trip
What a flop
8.
from Matthias.
Frankie, nothing to the board. Martin with the king.
Yeah.
Trouble.
Frankie
Might
looking
be
for the
trouble.
1-outer. He needs a 4.
Yeah. Matthias eyeing the stacks of the opponents.
Yeah.
It's 435 already in the middle, and he has 1.3k.
He's going to go for the lead.
Small bet. That's
Tough to have a bluff in this
130.
spot. So it's when you do have these crazy dynamics, you do tend to see people play a little bit honestly when they're kind of leading into the field here, especially when you've got the wild card behind in Frankie. So Martin is going to peel one off. He's got the 2 pair with the backdoor flush draw, but definitely reason to be somewhat concerned. Not anymore. There's the king. So the domination rotation now in the favor
Not
of
the
Martin.
card that Matthias wanted to see on that turn.
No, he's going to go for the check.
Martin now then. 695 in the middle.
Yeah, question of how much.
We go 1-3 or do we do half?
Yeah, something around that. He's gone for a third.
225.
And Matthias just snap folding by the looks of it.
Yeah, he
knows he's up against it.
Yeah, shaking his head. I had an 8, but yeah. Now it's going to be a side bet between Frankie. It's going to lose like a 500 here. Okay, watch the stream in 30 minutes. You didn't have an 8. All right, guys. Let's see.
Crazy Frankie says running. Pop, pop, get it in, says Mikey. That's kind of what we're seeing here. Good summary of the action so far.
Absolutely. And if you just joined us, this is the Cash Game Challenge, part 2 of the day from the festival here in Bratislava. We are playing 2 hours of 5-5 PLO and trying to crown the winner of the week for the most blinds won in a single session. As it's Jon Kyte of Norway first to act in the next hand. Let's see, he lets it go, the ace-10, 8-6. Martin Karnåker, seat number 1, is going to fold his hand as well, I'm sure. And Georgie hasn't played too many hands. Suited ace-jack, 6-5. Decent hand, but he's got a lot of players behind him. And not the least, he has Frankie behind him in the straddle right now. So he knows that's probably not going to be as cheap to see a flop as the 30 that he puts in. Making it 30 with Scott coming for the race, making it 100 by looks of it. Or was it 75? Oh, 125 actually. 125. And Alexandros is out, Matthias is out. Sasha actually staying in. Did we get to see the hand? Now the graphics just disappear, but now we're back. 10, 10, 8, 7 for Sasha. 7s for Frankie again.
Yeah.
He flopped the set last
the magical
time. But
7s potentially coming good for him, although he's only got 1 left,
yeah,
I think.
Exactly. And kings for Jake.
Yeah, he's pumping up the action and getting a load of stragglers to come along. Sasha there with the 10s, 7s, and the ace-jack 6-5 double. So fair fights as we head to the flop.
Yeah,
Who's
I feel
gonna
this
hit?
this flop can be big. Oh.
Comes Jack high with a flush draw, so Georgie connects with that one, and Sasha's got the low end of the wrap. Frankie has just a 9, not too great for him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 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 please no, Frankie. Got to respect the multi-way pot here. This is just going to be at least one player that's going to have connected with this one quite hard, but he does go for the 175. Rather optimistic with just 4% equity 4 ways.
Georgie
he needs,
surely not folding.
It's a 9 or a 7 or backdoor spades, which are covered by Georgie, so he's in all sorts of trouble here.
Yeah.
Jake now with the overpair and the gut shot and the 9, he's going to get out the way. So Frankie's 9 is live now. You're going to see his equity jump up a little bit.
Although we had one flash 9 as well.
Oh yeah,
so
for the dealer 9.
Yeah. So the outs for Frankie are limited.
Yeah.
The 3 makes him.
Turn.
Wow,
He's
that's
got 2 pair out of nowhere.
actually a good card for Frankie now then, but as you can see, the equity is still just 17% at the moment.
He's going to have to fade the deck here. He should be able to get rid of Sasha on this card.
He should, yeah.
Just with the low straight draw, but Georgie's not going to be going anyway. Turns an open-ended straight draw alongside the flush draw, alongside the top pair. You just can't fold these types of hands versus
Frankie goes pot, 970.
Yeah, this is decent awareness. He knows that most of the better hands on the flop would have at least raised. Georgie's going to go with it for sure.
He
knows his customer, and that allows Sasha to get out the way. So Frankie is going to be an equity underdog, but he does have the best hand right now. He needs to fade.
So
get
guys,
this, an ace, a jack, a 6, a 5, a deuce, a 7, or a heart.
How hard can it be? All right, biggest spot of the night so far. Sasha is all in as well. What happened?
No way.
What happened? Is he?
He's gambling.
Wow.
No,
the open-ended.
Sasha,
Okay.
we can't get it in here with the 10s.
Wow, wow.
That's a big mistake,
So
I think.
3.1, the current record for the biggest pot of the evening. Oh,
The
look!
3!
Oh, wow.
Frankie, easy
How
game.
hard can it be? Easy game.
3.1k. Ship, he says.
Wow.
As he drags it in. He had to fade the absolute world there. Because Sasha also came along, which I didn't expect, and he had all of the middling connecting cards as well. The 10, the Queen were outs that Frankie had to fade. He could only really win on a king, a 7 or a 3.
So this is the current stack of Frankie, 3.5k in his hands. So George, I'm going to be leaving you because I got to join the table.
Yeah, you're jumping in.
I wish. What a game it's going to be. As Sasha reloads and also seat number 2 reloading.
Yeah, what a run out. Dodgy dealer, says Jack Queen King, let's say.
Yeah.
Op Darling says, woohoo, some Frankie magic there, finding the board pair in his favor.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't have many
too
good
many
rhythms.
outs syndrome.
Haha, Frankie doing Frankie things, says Mr. Leader.
Yes, sir.
That was almost impossible to hold that one.
Yeah.
But if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Mr. Frankie.
Yeah. And he doesn't even know how much he dodged there.
No,
He's like, I was the favorite. I was the Charlie. I had like 60% going in.
Uncle Jack on the Twitch streets. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Go Kyte, says
Got some Norwegian
Fishy.
fans there.
Yeah. Kyte, a little bit quiet so far. He's been playing a few pots, but not winning anything just yet. But yeah, it will be a nice pot between him and Frankie now then. They both have near 4k in front of them. So we might have that. What was our guesses? You said 6.
I said
6k.
6.
And I said 5.2.
Yeah.
So already now 3.1 is the biggest one. 3.5 actually now.
Yeah, and he finds a miracle run out there, and he's up to a massive stack. And that's good news for John, because he's the only one that covers him right now, I believe.
Yeah, that's true.
Unshook 1. Fair play, the guy gives action. It's exactly what he does, and he does it with a smile, whether he wins or loses.
Exactly.
It can be a rather insufferable if he's just two-outering you all the time, and he's got the big laugh. But what you realize is that even when he's losing, he has exactly the same energy on the table. So that's what really is the best thing about him. He's a great ambassador for the festival. And as you can see, every man and his dog wants to be in this game because it's a great game, lots of action, but also you've got to be willing to put up the money and live and die by the sword.
Absolutely.
I've been stung by Frankie a few times. Big pots, 2-2. We played a 10k pot.
Wow.
I had everything and I missed in that kind of situation where he almost couldn't really win because I had so many outs. But what happens? He comes up, gives me a big high five, and he knew that it was a tough one for me at the time, but you've just got to take it on the chin, and that's what you're going to see some of these guys do.
Absolutely. Yeah, so if the line to this table wasn't 3 blocks already, it is now, because now Frankie with the big stack and giving the action. As you can see, the 7 high. He's playing Raz, making it 170. Yeah, and this is how it's going to look for the next 1.5 hours,
just
my
potting
friends.
the flop here. He's found himself a gut shot.
Yeah.
He's a believer of the deuce. That's what we like to see. And Alexandros, no option but to come along here.
With the top 2.
Yeah, the board can change. And the issue is versus a player like Frankie is that whenever there's a change in the nuts, he has the coverage. He can have any kind of improvement. You really just cannot range this guy.
No, you can definitely not range this guy. I mean, he could be having exactly everything in this hand and nothing.
Exactly. And now Alexandros, he's got 2 pair on a double flush draw board.
Yeah.
And he is going to shove. Okay, so he does find the metal here. Good man. It is easy. You do see players kind of actually really make a huge blunder and fold that one. And Franco's got almost no outs. He needs a 5. A 5 only, and Alexandros has one. So almost a gift here for Alexandros. And it's going to be the full boat for him.
So
2.1k pot.
Giving some back to the community.
Yeah, that was a little bit soft, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just going to go and grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Absolutely. We'll stay here with you, of course. We're going to watch the action all the way through till the end, as we've just been playing some 40 minutes out of these 2 hours. But we are going to be with you live tonight. And if you just tuned in, this is the Cash Game Challenge from the festival in Bratislava 2023. We are live with these guys. And yeah, it's Frankie, the festival queen, I was about to say, the general, the festival king. He's driving the action right now. He lost the pot, but still has 2.5k in front of him, and they're playing 5-5 PLO for 2 hours. This cash game challenge all about amassing as many big blinds as possible during a single 2-hour session throughout the week to win the package to the next stop. But I don't think we'll see the winner of that package in this stream, but who knows? If we're gonna get that 12k pots or so that some of you in the chat has been guessing, then we are up sniffing to the 1,000 blinds that the leader has right now.
I think it's very possible, you know, especially if Frankie can win a few more big pots.
Now then, let's see. New hand, new action for sure. Normally you don't know if it's going to be any action in the hands or if we're going to be slow for a while, but this time
yeah, it's almost guaranteed.
I doubt it would be hard. A better guess might have been, what's the smallest pot we're going to see tonight?
Oh yeah, that's a good one as well. We saw a 500 euro pot, I think that's the second one.
This is hand number 12, and I doubt we're going to see a pot under 500 for the rest of the night.
No,
that would be surprising.
It's going to be very tough. So average pot of well over 1,000 euros here in a 5-5-10 game. It's just craziness.
Yeah. So how much do you wish you were in this game, George?
Yeah, I'd love to be in, but I enjoy commentating it. It's interesting to see the whole cards, to see how players play the dynamic as well, because I think that people just tend to actually play into the hands of Frankie because they are a little bit face up in the kind of hands that they're going to jump in there with. And sometimes they can play a little bit too passively as well. You've really got to fight fire with fire, I think, versus Frankie. Yeah. But it can be difficult because you're sat in a 5-5 game with a 2k stack, and you're like, well, I don't want to get this in, you know, without aces or something. It's rather counterintuitive to make those adjustments. So I'm interested to see mostly how some of the regulars here you know, adjust to this this dynamic. I think that's quite interesting viewing.
Yeah, of course. I know, of course, Frankie can also use that to its advantage. I mean, a few of these players, maybe they play 2-2 normally, and then they sit down in this one with 500, and they get their stack up to 2k. Yeah, you don't want to risk that on,
they don't want to put it in.
No.
Frankie knows that, and he will relentlessly hunt you if he feels like that you're going to not be able to make a big call. So Frankie goes for the bet on the flop.
Yeah.
And gets a caller from Mateus, who's just got a pair and a gutter. He's got an open-ender now with a straight blocker. Frankie's got the 6 as well.
And we see chips flying. Frankie's all in.
They're both all in.
Mateus calls. He needs help now. Does get there with the jack. Wow, look at that.
Pay me the money.
Yeah, pay me the money, says Mateus. He got lucky there. And Frankie now down to 1.3. 3 hands ago he was dancing with 3.5. Now it's down to 1.3. So yeah, this was actually rather unfortunate for Frankie. He got it in pretty good there on the turn, but
yeah, he certainly did. And Mateus kind of, with the over-adjustment there, just blindly gambling with him. And you know, that played into Frankie's hands as he had the best hand there. So you got to be ready to fight back, but maybe a little bit overdoing it, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice order from Mateus. Celebrates with a glass of milk. Has he won the Indy 500? Is that what he's up to? So, some quotes from Mateus on this stream. I think he's forgotten again that we have a microphone by the table.
Yeah, we can hear where he's going. It's almost like a stand-up comedian.
Yeah. Well, now waiting for his glass of milk and enjoying that festival hat of his. The color of this stop, pink. Now then, Sasha not playing. Frankie, oh, it does this pot thing, of course. Jon is out.
The patented pot, just a little swish of the finger.
Martin then folding. Georgie. Rather nice hand, at least enough to play against Frankie. So, are we heads up? This might actually be a pot under 500, perhaps. We'll see what happens now as Frankie completely misses this one. But there's not much for Georgie either, so it might be Frankie who can get away with a bet here now. When check, check, and it's no help for either player on the turn. And it goes check, check again. Any help for Frankie on the river? Yes, but Georgie also has a 10, so no good news for Frankie. It might mean that he has to lose a few more chips in this one with the 10. We'll see what he chooses to do as Georgie. Will you value bet to 10? No, he will not against Frankie. Oh, this is the smallest pot of the evening, ladies and gentlemen.
There's
90
no
euros.
Chance we get a smaller one than 90 euros.
No chance at all. Frank is still a bit sad, I think, from the last pot where he lost against Matthias on the river. So just quietly checking it down, giving it up.
He's a man that lives and dies by the swing, so he'll be back.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Mark Gork popping in. I bet you're wondering what the hell is going on here. Crazy action guaranteed here.
Yeah.
Got some big stacks, 5, 5, 10. We've got some blind raises. We've got 3-bet pots almost every hand. And everyone's swooning over the waitress there.
Poor girl.
Yeah.
Now standing up with his glass of milk. Apparently ordering some for his friends as well. And we did see some footage of the outer tables in this room, and this tournament actually being played just outside this table. I'm not sure which tournament we have in this room, but right now we have action on 2 different levels and 6 different poker rooms going on here at the festival. So I think you said there was 13 cash game tables. I would say there's like 100 tournament tables now running as well. So
just monster amount of action here. And Mark's saying he's not wondering, he wanted to get a seat, but there wasn't one available. And I think he was promised one as well from the previous stream.
All right.
Yeah, so unfortunate to hear that one. I'm not sure what's happened with if you're in contact with Karev. He's the man to speak to about that. But the good news is that this game often spills onto an outer table, so there'll be plenty of chances to join.
Look at the bad news that's happening now then. Aces, kings, and queens.
Wow, yeah, this is going in. Frankie with the kings. Alexandros has got king, queen, queen. Matthias has got the pre-flop nuts with the aces. He's not going anywhere, obviously. It's just whether Alexandros gets caught in the wildfire here with what looks to be a decent hand, and you kind of get yourself into that rabbit hole of thinking, well, Frankie's going to be pushing it in. Matthias is all in. And they're all in. Wow.
Oh.
Okay, so it's a 5.5k pot. So
new record for the night, 5.5. Will we see any help for
diamonds?
the other player?
Diamonds. Matthias has got a gut shot. The 3 on the turn is a really safe card for the aces.
The one out there.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
I did not see that one coming. Frankie is a man that can pull a rabbit out of a hat, but that was a special one. King of diamonds on the river to seal the deal. 1 left in the deck. And a 5.5k pot heading in the direction of the Swedish festival founder.
Scott Pokerbras can't believe his eyes. Looked like he scared deer over in seat number 3. OMG.
Wow. Couple of people were alluding in the chat to the fact that it might be rigged. I think they're going to be popping back up again, guys.
Yeah, the festival boss himself.
There we go, Yahuda. Right on cue. Mr. Festival, of course, with the full stop.
Yeah, wow, that's the one. 1 outer and up to 3.5 now, Frankie.
Wow, we were. Let's just take a second to decompress. Mr. Leader never worried. He fancied Frankie to be flipping on the turn by the looks of things.
Yeah, at worst. Frankie just hauling in all the chips. Happy man.
SL4 has guessed 5.5k, so bang on the money.
Oh, yeah. All right. Slasktratt right now in the lead of the guessing game we had with the biggest pot of the evening. 5.5 is the current status for that competition, but we have 1 more hour to go at least from this stream, so I don't think that was the biggest pot of the evening.
No, actually, you're a big underdog.
Yeah.
With Frankie on 5.5.
Yeah.
The biggest pot now will be likely to be 11 plus.
No, but he doesn't have 5.5 now. He has 3.5 because it was a side pot as well.
Oh, there was a side pot.
So
okay,
Frankie has 3.5, I think, right now, but because he has the smallest stack of those that were all in. So it was some money won back for Matthias against seat number 4 as well. So let's see. Matthias, as we can see, 1.1 still in his stack after that hand. Frankie, of course, coming with the raise.
Yep, straight back in the mix. Sasha folds. Franco's got the Jack 10-10-4 single.
Yeah, oops, look
Jon
at June.
has called with the rainbow aces.
Oh, he's just calling, yeah, right.
No, I don't want to get this in for mountains. It's going to go multi-way.
Yeah, no suits. And we saw 1 ace folded as well from Jake, I think. Oh, he's actually still in, but someone folded an ace.
Yeah.
And Matthias now then.
And Matthias is thinking about all of that dead money and the re-ISO from Franke likely to come behind. So it's actually kind of an advantageous spot and definitely one to consider, but not quite enough hand. If he was double suited, I think it's a good one to gamble.
Yeah.
Because you might get a couple of the stragglers out behind once Franke, of course, goes for the rejam.
But let's say Matthias has jammed this one, Frankie jams behind you with the non-suited ace. Yeah, what would Jon do?
It's a tough spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's argument for folding if you're up against 2 or more opponents.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, because there are other players behind as well. So you might be 4 ways, and then your aces with no suits.
You've got no suit, basically the nut low aces, yeah.
And now we can see.
This table only going to close when all of the money is in front of Franke or someone else, exactly.
Yeah, but look at this
Jake
now.
flops a set.
This is
He's
surely going to be.
Loose.
Yeah, Martin is all in.
Martin's
of course,
all in. Yeah.
He's going to be with the top set.
Absolutely.
Bad
oh, wow.
news. Set versus set. And do we have any flush draw? No.
No.
Except Martin then, but he's already also
wow,
with
what a flop for Martin. Just absolutely drills it.
Yeah, definitely. And, well, only runner-outs or a 6 for Jake.
Jon is getting it in.
Oh, he is?
Oh my God.
Versus 2 sets. And he got 1. Now it's Jon with 1 out because we know 1 ace is folded.
The gut shot. And there's not that much that his opponent could have hit behind. So I kind of understand that, to be fair, with just 1 player behind. Jon's going to need the offsuit 4 or the ace.
Oh,
not
board
to be
pairs,
the board pairs.
Martin Karlåker wins a nice pot. I think he's only in for 500 or 600, and now he's up to 4K. 4.4. Nice one, Martin.
Tough situation there for Jon because he's going to be doing okay-ish versus Jake, who's going to lead jam some 2 pairs and some straight draws.
Yeah.
But with the player behind there and no redraw, it's a tough spot. It's so sick when you run into it.
You know, it's a nice game when you're playing 5-5, you're in hand number 12 or something. You win a 4.4K pot, and it's not the biggest one of the 12.
Yeah, exactly. And Franco's off to the bar.
Yeah, and I think we have 1 player giving up in seat number 4. And
yeah, so there's the seat for you, Mark, potentially.
Yeah, we'll see. Probably, as we said, there's a line for this table, but we'll see who'll be joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're just letting Martin stack up all his new 1 chips, and we'll be ready to go with a new hand.
Average pot so far has to be like 1.5K, right?
Yeah,
it's just insane.
Absolutely. We don't have the exact, but we have 1 pot that was 90 euros, but really the other one has been way north of 2K, almost all of them. So, yeah. Big pots has been played and big pots will come.
Will be played. Plenty more action, so don't go anywhere, guys.
Yeah, see our title: Crazy Action and Straddles 5-5 PLO. It's not. They're not wrong.
I wrote that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
it was Karev that gave it, but okay, you're not wrong then.
No, I'm not wrong. No, you got to hit the Twitch algorithm when you got something to shout about. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Now then.
I imagine this could be the smallest pot, whilst everyone pretends to. Look
Oh
interested,
yeah, no,
whilst
Frankie's
off the table. Classic.
What should we do now? Should we just eat some cookies until Frankie returns?
We got a limp from the small. Yeah, everyone's limping around. This is classic tactics.
Yeah. Somehow the action slowed down. I don't know why.
How much did Martin, the Value Town guy, buy in for? 1K or
600?
600. Wow.
I
So
think he's in for 600.
He's well up.
I'm gonna double check that, but I'm pretty sure.
He's making a run for the Cash Game Challenge.
He is. Absolutely.
Yeah, the only way Frankie can cool down his VPIP is certainly heading to the bar or going for a toilet break. Scott's flopped the second nuts. And he's going to bet out. Alexandros just gets out the way with the lone ace of clubs. And Sasha has two pair with the queen 7. Comes along. It looks like Sasha actually drove the action on the flop. And Scott is certainly PokerBra's reason to go for a bet here on the 4 clubs.
Yeah.
Good value for some straights, some sets potentially, worse flushes, plenty of hands that could potentially call you off, and Sasha gets out the way. So that's going to be a small pot of 135. So it doesn't beat the nut low record.
Actually, though, the 135 was including the river bet,
bet.
so there was a shared low with a 90. No, it was 90.
It was 90.
Yeah,
okay.
so the shared low.
We've got 2 90 pots.
Yeah.
We've got a 5.5k. What was the biggest one? The 4.5k. We've had a 3.5.
Yeah.
Crazy for a 5.5.
Absolutely. And still no Frankie at the table, sitting out.
Yeah.
As is Martin. The other Martin also. Both of them in the bar. So
potentially.
So these guys has to drive the action themselves now then.
Yeah.
For a little while.
Whilst we're having a little quiet break, Dario Di Toffoli was the hero of the horse.
Oh.
The Italian. Coming over to win the horse event for 2.3k. Who else is there? Peter Laterra from Sweden. He came 8th, the Sviten master.
And the person playing in our stream right now?
Yeah, PokerBras.
PokerBras, 10th.
Got
the
10th
horse.
for 300. 13 paid in that one, 2.3k going in the direction of the Italian, Dario Di Toffoli, who will get himself not only the 2.3k, but a personalized caricature from the festival. And it's Kelly Kellner that was the chip leader of the Day 1C. Wow.
Of course.
Wow, so he's taking through a massive stack of 116 blinds.
Wow.
Wow, surpassing all of the other guys, 349k. So we might be seeing him on the featured action on Saturday. Stay tuned for that one. All of the details of the schedule left to come here at the festival. Plenty more days left. Is over at thefestival.com.
So maybe I need to buy myself some sunglasses for that stream, because all the bling from Kelly is going to shine in our eyes,
got
right?
It everywhere,
yeah.
Right? Gold watches, rings. It's crazy. So 165 in there. Who's got what? Is that a set? No. Scott has
Sasha with the straight, right?
Stash has got the bottom end of the straight, absolutely. And Jon is using his 5s blockers as a bluff, blocking the bottom end of it.
And look who's back, Frankie.
Oh, Frankie. So that's music to the ears of everyone else.
Yes. Surely so. And for all of you 100 guys out there watching us right now, if you're just new to this stream and wondering what you are watching, this is the second hour just started of the Cash Game Challenge. And this is a 5-5 PLO game that's going to last for exactly 2 hours. And why it's limited is because we do have these sessions throughout the week. You can participate in any Cash Game Challenge, and you have the chance to win an added package to our next stop. But then you have to win the most number of blinds during a single 2-hour session. And the current record is from 2 days ago, 1,068 big blinds. which means that someone in this game, if they are to surpass that note, they have to win 1,069 big blinds and more than, or more. So more than 5K has to be won, but Martin surely has the chance, as he's up about 3.8 right now. And stays in this hand with the King, Queen, 10-5.
Pure pleasure to watch, says Bayous69. It's a pleasure to have you in the mix. Mr. Leader and Unshook One as well. The lads have done their Jaegers. Yeah, I think that's probably what was a little bar break there.
Yeah.
A little sprucener.
Exactly.
Martin pops it up with the King, Queen, 10-5. He's on a hot run. Conventionally not the kind of hand you want to be opening from early position. 7-handed, but he's in there.
Yeah.
Still an open seat at the table, so Mark, if you're still watching, might be a great chance to jump in.
Now then, who favors this flop? 3-4.
Frankie's got a gut shot and a pair. Martin has nothing. Sasha has the 2 pair with the flush draw.
Yeah, nice flop for Sasha. And Frankie actually checked it, so he goes check around.
Diamond on the turn.
Yeah, Sasha fills the flush.
And he's got, wow, the check mark 4 ways on the turn in an Omaha hand. That's quite rare.
Yeah, absolutely. But Frankie's the one stabbing, of course.
Break.
Victory. Blinds.
Now then.
Day 2. So Frankie leads small on the turn with his Jack of Diamonds blocker, and Sasha comes along, and Sasha won't be going anywhere, but Frankie doesn't know that, and he does check back, so gives up the ghost.
Nice give up by Frankie.
Yeah, he's aware that sometimes he can be getting trapped in these spots, and that his opponent isn't going to be flatting many non-flushes hands there, even just for the smaller size. So he does have some good table awareness, and he's not the type of guy that is just going to completely give it away. He loves to give the action pre-flop, but post-flop he is very well aware. A very strong card game player in general, actually one of the best open-faced Chinese players in Europe. So he does know what's going on, but he just loves the action so much sometimes that it overexcites him, let's say.
Have you gotten paid to say this on stream?
No, I'm a Frankie fan. I am also on the payroll.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
That's not important.
Oh, looks like our Novibet friend is back.
Oh, he's back.
Jake, right?
Okay, yeah, lurking around.
Yeah. Just now he went to the ATM.
Yeah, potentially. He's got the Balenciaga hoodie, so he's probably not short of a few bob.
Exactly. If that is not from Thailand,
yeah,
you never know.
Could be from the Bangladesh street market.
It's either $15 or $1,500.
You taking the under or the over?
I'll take the over. I take the 1,500 bet for the Balenciaga.
Yep, back in for 500, representing Novibet with the cap and the hoodie.
Yeah, and those two guys in seat number 4 and 5, both of them Novibet players, and both Greek, I think.
Okay,
yeah.
Are they streamers as well? Or?
Jake Alitras and Alexandros Mishas is the guys from representing the Novibet team. I'm not sure whether they stream, but they do belong to Team Novibet, both of them. So
you can see the list of the partners atop of the table on our lovely scene there on Twitch.
Yeah.
Got Novibet, so all of these partners for the most part were running satellites, and for you guys that are just thinking what the hell's going on here, I want to be in these cash games,
yes,
get yourself over to our partner sites and you can win your way to a festival stop in 2024, grinding through the steps. Don't need to be a big high roller. Certainly the steps start from a couple of euros, so
definitely
plenty of room for everyone.
Yeah, so if Frankie's plans goes as planned, it will be 4 stops next year, and this cash game challenge will absolutely appear on all of those stops. So plenty of chances to win Frankie's money.
That's for sure.
But then take George's advice then and don't play him heads up for pineapple, maybe. The open face.
Absolutely. Look at this for Frankie. He's got himself a pair and an open end and a gut shot with the flush draw. Sasha has 3 hearts in his hand, so he's got the dominating flush draw right now, and Georgie has the king of hearts with the gutter.
Yeah.
So Frankie goes for a massive pot-sized bet on the flop. Is Sasha going to have the minerals to get this one in here with just jack high? It's quite scary, but when you're up against someone like Frankie, you can be dominating their flush draw.
Yeah.
And as you see, that is exactly what's happening here. But no other board interaction. 3 hearts could be dead to a king high or an ace high flush draw. Frankie could have the straight. Frankie can have all of the 2 pairs and the sets. That's why it's so difficult to play against this man, because you just don't know what he's got.
Yeah, I mean, this tough spot for Georgie here. He had got the big overpair and the deuce, but he's coming for it. Yeah, all right.
And I think now
this is making it hard for.
Yeah, going to get out the way now.
Yeah.
Does have a pair though. I see he's got the deuce, so some of his 2 pair outs are going to be live, and he knows that Georgie's not going to have a straight when he takes this long, and it's quite an honest reaction that he's getting it in because he knows that Frankie's going to be wide.
Yeah.
Frankie now not giving anything away, staring at his chip stack, knowing that the rest of them will be going in.
Or is he sleeping?
Could be.
Table presence 100.
No,
he's wide awake.
Sasha gets out the way, and that's great news for Frankie
yeah.
because his flush draw is live, and he does have 64%. 6 on the turn is bad news. And he does not find the improvement. So what a run out for Georgie there. Those kings holding strong.
Kings are good, Frankie says, and yep, that's the case.
Mikey's going to be grinding through the satis on party. That's a great one. Plenty of weekly packages available there through the steps.
Absolutely.
And Captain Hammer 1. To win Frankie's money at the table, you need to be drunk. Drunk or brave?
Yeah, one of the 2.
Absolutely.
I'll prefer brave among those 2, I think. But yeah. It's easier to be brave, perhaps, with some apple juices in the belly, but no. Is Jon leaving? No, it just sits back a little bit. Of course it's not leaving, not that easy. So, a new hand. Frankie losing a big pot, but still big stack. Surely to give action from the button, where he is positioned right now then, with Jon Kyte, Martin Karlåker in the blinds. Biggest winner right now, seat number 1, Martin Karlåker of Value Town, and also partner of the festival. They are streaming community, and they've had their own satellites on Puff, one of our partners, to send a few players to the stop. And Martin is here representing the community, Value Town. Hit them up on Twitch or other channels if you want to read more about that. Swedish streaming community playing poker. And now then, next hand, straddle from seat number 2, and it's time for Scott Poker Bros. Nice hand.
Yeah, great hand. And he's going to go for the limp. He knows his customer. He knows that there's going to be almost always
someone is probably going to up in this one.
We wonder who.
Yeah, might be Sasha, the boss.
Yeah, let's see if Frankie. He does have the button though. Frankie never turns down the chance to pop it up on the button. But you do see him sometimes versus an early position limp in the blinds, just complete.
Now then, Matthias made it 30.
Queen, rainbow.
I think Sasha 3-betting, right? Yeah.
Oh, Matthias has popped it up with just giving away money with 9-5-5-3.
Can Frankie really resist the 4-bet with this hand? No, he can't.
No, he cannot. And that's great for Scott because the plan's coming together.
Yeah.
He's just going to get this one in double suited with the connectivity and the high pair. No way he's going anywhere.
No.
Georgie has also got a bit of a decision, but so much action ahead of him. It's already been a 4-bet pot. This is kind of the reason why it's difficult to sometimes get in the mix with when you double up, as he did previously. Now he's got 2.2k. He's at 1.5k effective with Frankie, who he wants to get in there with, but there's other ranges to worry about as well that are likely to have him dominated. So he does make a good fold.
You can see one of the 3s blocked for Frankie. One of the outs he's looking for against Scott, if they're all in.
Clubs though, not many clubs out there.
No, not many.
Just a single club in 3 hands.
Yeah. So we'll see. Likely to
Scott does
go heads up.
Shuck it in.
Sasha now then, ace, king, and queen. Oh, Matthias is also going for it. Wow.
Absolutely lost his head here.
Oh, he has 2 caps on his head. One in each direction. And what do we do now?
Well, this is
Sasha.
what Frankie creates sometimes.
Yeah.
He even induces players to do even crazier stuff. They gamble along with him.
Yeah. Wow, wow, wow.
And Sasha's in a rough spot now because he's just got no suit.
No suit.
Can easily be dead versus Scott, who's showing a lot of strength, and he is going to get out the way. I like that fold.
Yeah.
Frankie's all in, obviously.
Discipline fold for Sasha. And Frankie shows his hand as their three-way all in. 2.6 in the middle.
Oh, there's a straight and a set.
A straight and a set.
Oh,
Oops.
there's diamonds for Scott and Matthias.
Oh,
five's full.
Wow, Frankie with the
Matthias
both, but it's not
Frankie.
enough.
Oh my God, he's got all sorts of full houses and straights, but he can't win. Matthias with the fives full, getting it in with an absolute garbage holding, just gambling it up there and coming through on the river. Didn't have many outs by the river, did he?
Fortune favors the brave.
Certainly does. Frankie's got a deuce. He's got 2 5s and a 3. Frankie's got two threes as well. It's just like not many outs there. Just impossible to go to sleep with this action. Absolutely right.
Yep, you're correct,
I'm not going
sir.
anywhere.
Wow,
That's
wow.
for sure.
Viva.
Holy moly.
All right then. Frankie's stack is slowly dwindling. Or not that slowly, actually.
No. It's blasting around.
All right, Scott seems to leave the table. Is he coming back? We'll see about that. I'm sure we have other players waiting to get a seat otherwise. But right now we have a dealer change. And we'll be back in action just in a matter of seconds with new hand. And yeah, I think, how long we've been playing now? I lost track of time now. So this is just too much.
Time is a myth when you're watching this kind of game.
Exactly.
As Bayes is also insinuating there as well. It's just so difficult to go anywhere. The action is just thick and fast, and it's exactly what you want. Myself, a lover of PLO, you don't get to see games like this run very often, and when you do, Frankie is the man in the mix.
Yeah, I think we got at least 30 minutes left of this game, and surely it's going to be action.
We do love the Maniac moves, and unfortunate there with so much heart pre-flop not to hold that one up.
Yeah, and this hand was actually unfortunate against only a few outs against him, but one of them got there for Matthias, and yeah, maybe it's the milk he's drinking, right?
The milk he's drinking is starting to sour, maybe.
I think I recognize
Here's
this
Robert.
guy.
Robert, also from Sweden, right?
Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, yeah, might be.
He's a big action player, played some pretty big games with him in Malta.
Yeah.
He gives a lot of action, and he's pretty strong.
Yeah.
He's not afraid. He puts a lot of pressure on. He's a little bit less crazy pre-flop than Frankie, which makes him also a very tricky opponent, of course, but he doesn't do stuff like this. You know,
we had him on the stream the first day here before you arrived, and yeah, he was not playing too aggressive until the last 30 minutes or so,
then
20
he goes
minutes.
into hyper mode.
Yeah. He was chasing, but it didn't work out that time.
Nope.
We'll see if he gets back in this action to try to take it back. As Matthias now, is he coming with a 4-bet, or is he just calling Frankie's he's acting out of turn, is he? We'll see. Right now it's Frankie at least popping it to 80. And we are on Georgie, the ace-king, 10-6, single-suited king.
Not sure what the hold-up is.
No, me neither.
Georgie considering whether to squeeze this ace-king 10-6 potentially. He's going to call. And that allows Jake in with the diamonds, which is bad news for Georgie, because if he does flop a couple of diamonds, he's going to be dominated, whereas if he squeezed here, might have been able to get rid of Jake.
Yeah.
And now after watching the way that Matthias and Frankie have been playing, I think I'd have been driving this one, because Frankie's now sat with 750. Matthias is playing, only 4 cards. Ace-king 10-6 goes really high up in value versus that kind of table shenanigans.
Ace,
So
jack,
Jake with
jack.
the ace looks like he's actually leading into the field here. Interesting play, rather unconventional.
Yeah.
With the weak ace, kind of a bluff really, trying to get a better ace to fold or trying to fold out some straight draws to deny some equity. And it's a tough spot for Georgie because his opponent's bet 4 ways, and you wouldn't really imagine him to have a hand like this, more the jack or some sort of ace with straight draws. And he does indeed fold.
Yep, so one of the smaller pots of the evening, and we go to the next hand. Seems like we have some straddles in place now.
Oh yes.
And Frankie makes it 100 to go by the looks of it, racing blind. 80 at least. So 80 is the blind race from Frankie. As we get the cards delivered, we'll see what Jon Kyte, seat number 9, if he can find something to go for Frankie's blind race. Nope. Now the order from Matthias is opening. The milk is now added with a Jägermeister.
Of course.
Making
Of
the
course it is. And Frankie with the premium.
And now
Martin with the
familiar
premium.
face in seat number 3. This is Balázs. I think he came second, right, in our stop in Malta.
Oh yeah, the big guy.
In the main event.
The lifter.
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder what he's putting up on the bar.
Yeah.
5 plates on each side, I guess.
I would assume.
So Georgie's got a playable hand again. Ace, queen, 3 deuce, double suited, but he's just going to fold in the small blind there. All sorts of things can happen behind. Fair enough with the 3 deuce component. Alexandros out. Matthias has ace, king, 5-3. We know he's going to be in there. It's just whether he calls or raises.
Blocking one of the kings for Martin.
He calls. And we go 3 ways to the flop here in a rather modest 260 euro pot. And what do we have here? A bit of a swing and a miss for all players
2
involved.
pairs for Frankie.
Oh, yeah. Bottom 2, a tricky hand to play on a wet board.
Yeah, and no flush draws for the other players, so we'll see if Frankie will get away here with the bet, perhaps. At least not expecting him to check this one,
No,
though.
he usually drives it with all sorts of
Pot.
hands and goes for the thin value and yeah, any kind of connectivity with the board, and sometimes even not. He's in there, so he goes for the pot. Martin has a gut shot with the backdoor flush draw and an overpair. He's not going anywhere. And he's hoping that Matthias doesn't have anything to shove in there, and he does not, of course, just with the ace-king high. So off to a turn. Fair fight, 50-50.
Yeah.
Can Frankie find the magical 9 or the 4? He does not. The 8 of diamonds. So that brings a flush. He's got 3 pair now.
Good card for Frankie, though, as Martin doesn't have any diamonds at all.
No.
So when Frankie stays aggressive, maybe he can get Martin off this one.
Oh no, he's just shoved it in.
Yeah.
And
Calling.
he's got 9 for 8, he says. And Martin's ended.
Oh, look at that one. Wow, this time
no,
the kings are against Frankie on the river. The one out, or the one single king left.
I think he did check call Frankie. I think Martin went for the bluff. But he had some equity and does indeed hit that equity on the river in the form of the king. So Martin's going to be up to 5.1k. He's in for 600 euro, guys.
So he's almost at 900. Yeah.
Yeah. So he
needs a few more.
He needs to win another 750 euros or so, and he's going to be the winner of the current winner of the Cash Game Festival Challenge. Sorry, the Cash Game Challenge.
That would be something to have the lead from the 5-5 game.
Absolutely, especially. And Frankie is going to be reloading for the looks of 500 by the looks of things.
Yeah, I think so.
Not been the best start for Jon from Norway. He's ran into it. He was a big part of that huge spin up from Martin, who had the top set with the flush draw, and Jon had the aces with the flush draw blocker and ended up getting it in a massive pot with low equity.
Yeah. Right, guys, so we are now an hour and a half into this cash game challenge. We are playing exactly 2 hours of this 5-5 game, so last 30 minutes for these guys now to amass some blinds, and especially Martin Karnåker then in seed number 1, who needs a few more to take the lead, as the current leader has 1,068 blinds up top in the leaderboard for that added package to the person who wins the most number of blinds during a single session. But right now, Frankie driving the action again.
Yep.
Restarting with
No
the 500.
surprise. He pops it up with Queen 7-6-4 single suited. Jon's going to come along, hunting with the Ace 10-9 deuce. Nut suit to boot. Martin finds a way to get out of that.
Yeah, has to wait another hand to chase some more blinds to be won. And Balázs in seat number 3 is sitting out since he's stuck between the button and the blinds, so he'll have to wait another hand to play. And right now, Alexandros calling with the King Jack 10-7.
And Matthias, he's been in a lot of the pots here. Jack 10-3 deuce, double suited.
Yeah. And now his special order of Milk and Jägermeister is coming to the table as well.
Yeah, and certainly driving some of his action as well. Looks like he's taking this one upstairs. He makes it 130 to go with the Jack 10-3 deuce. Having a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, I'm interested to see is he going to do that Jägermeister and Milk together or separately? What do you think? What's your bet?
I think it's all in one concoction, I think. And Jon's going to get squeezed out of this one, I think, because Frankie goes for the little click back, which means that the option is still available for Matthias to re-raise. So lots of things to consider for the Norwegian. I think he's just going to fold, and yeah, the cards. Oh no, the cards are still there. He's peeled. Fancies a gamble. He says, "I don't think you've got the balls, Matthias, to go for the repot."
Yeah, we'll see about that.
And he's in position.
He did put them in one glass, so the fantastic combination of Jägermeister and Milk is being had from Matthias. We'll see what that makes him do at the tables.
Frankie's favorite hold'em hand, 7 deuce.
Yeah.
Deuce 3 suited. Does too much for a premium, actually, I think. So we do go 3 ways to the flop. Jon happy to see that Matthias didn't go for the re-raise. And what do we got here? We got a piece for Frankie. He's got a middle pair with the backdoor flush draw. Jon has the bottom pair with the backdoor draws. Matthias has bottom pair with backdoor hearts.
Matthias goes for the bet.
He bets half Frankie's stack, I think.
He does, yeah.
Frankie folds.
Oh,
he's got a 7.
Oh.
Jon comes along.
Tight
bottom
fold.
pair with the backdoors. Looking for some improvement, and he does improve to 2 pair, but it's an interesting card because now Matthias has a gut shot, with a double gut shot with his flush draw.
Yeah, both of them 2K deep. So
Jevakim, welcome.
Hello, Ylva. Hvordan går det? We just had the beautiful little animal that she just put in the chat as an emoji. We saw it earlier on Jason Kiselis, among others, wearing it on the interview.
Flying all the way over from down under.
Yeah. And Jevakim, also a Twitch streamer for Cool Bet. So make sure you hit her channel up as well if you want to have more poker streamers to follow. The Poker Bros that we had on this table, and Jevakim among others. And maybe many of these streamers are here in Bratislava playing this festival stop.
Look at this run out. Matthias ends up backing into 2 pair, bricks all of the premium draws, and ends up with bottom 2.
Yeah.
And Jon has the 9 deuce.
So finally a hand to be won by Jon Kyte. It's been on the losing end of many hands so far. Started out with 5K on the table, and now he'll be at least up to 3.6 if there's nothing more to be added in this pot. So let's go check.
Yeah, and John's going to be happy to take that one down. Might have been a little bit concerned on the turn, but did station with the 2-pair. Fair enough. Lots of potential draws out there, lots of barrels. Your opponent might be barreling hands like, well, he's not going to have aces because he would have re-raised pre, but he can definitely have some combo draws as he had. So nicely played from John. Jesus, the table audio is so loud. It's difficult to getting a bit of a headache here almost.
Yeah. We've been not complaining, but we've been talking. No, but I mean, the other days we've been saying there have been rather quiet tables, but this one is not. So,
how many conversations have we got going on one table?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and some are in numerous conversations, the same guys.
Wow.
Well, we'll see. I think there's plenty of more action to be had at this table before we close for the night. We're about 20-25 minutes until we call it a night, as we are playing on the time limit. Exactly 2 hours are the rules for this cash game challenge. They have exactly 2 hours to amass as many big blinds won as possible. And of course that's counted also with your eventual reload. So the total amount you're in for will be deducted from your end game. Once it's done, then we will calculate how many blinds each player has won or lost, but we doesn't count that, of course. No, we're just looking for winnings to have the added package for our next stop, as Frankie now has limped or raised to 25.
Just got some news from 50, a friend of mine who's just made the final table of the 1K high roller.
Oh.
And it's Michel Molinar.
Ah, yeah, of course.
Molinar, as we say in England.
All right then.
And he's got a big stack, and just asking him for some details of the other players on the table.
Yeah. Cool, and they're playing the other one out tonight, right? Until
Absolutely
the end.
Right.
Yeah. One-day event, the 1K no limit hold'em high roller. As Frankie now. The jacks. And welcome to the table, Balázs.
Balázs.
Seat number 3.
Sits down and he's got a premium already. He's going to be potting this one up for sure. Ace, Queen, 10, 8 double. It's what dreams are made of.
Yes.
Mr. Leader, 8.05. With the best pot.
Oh. Yeah. We might get there, Mr. Leader. We'll see. Current is 5.5, right? Still? Did we have a big one now? Still 5.5.
Yeah, he's hoping that he gets a bigger one, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now
go,
confusion on the table now then. But we will have a 4-bet from Matthias with the 10-7-7-4.
Wow.
Frankie now is, of course, all in with the 250 that he has left. And the Balázs sat down with 1,000. Cost him another 110. And I think, of course, it's going to stay in. Does he want to go for another race?
Sure. I'm not sure. Is he allowed to?
He is.
There is room. Okay, so yeah, definitely.
First hand, all in.
Definitely wants to be getting this one in for a 1K. Monster hand, 3 ways here.
What about
Frankie with all of the equity, though? Must be due to the folded cards.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually you'd see Balázs here having way more than 28% in the 3 ways versus these 2 holdings. Let's see if Frankie can find a way to win. And that's a great board. He's holding so far. 9 of clubs brings him a flush draw as well. He's got Matthias's flush draw covered. And it's going to be the king of clubs on the river. Frankie triples up.
Small pot, though, for him. But, yeah, at least now 765 in front of him after this hand.
Yeah,
what about the side pot? It's Matthias, right?
Matthias finds a way to win the side pot. And
Balázs, unlucky then. The very first hand
those 2
costs him 1,000
holdings.
Oh, reached to the pocket.
Straight back. Yeah, I think he's
fortunate for him. He had a few more bills in his pocket, so
yeah, he plays pretty high stakes, I think.
Yeah.
And judging from the way he played on some previous streams, he's definitely someone to watch out for. He's going to be a strong player.
Yeah.
So Frankie maybe surmounting a challenge there, fighting back from the death.
Yeah, we'll
got
see.
himself 7-6-5. That's going to get spun in the next probably hand, maybe 2.
Yeah, I think he's in for 2K, Frankie?
Yeah, I think 4 bullets so far.
So we'll see whether he gets in the green or not. The last 20 minutes or so that we have left of this challenge now then.
Yeah, plenty of action to come for you guys.
Yeah.
If you thought it was crazy before, it's going to get crazier. And
Yeah,
we've got those
we
guesses
can
in there.
definitely promise you some action the last 20 minutes because
It's almost guaranteed at this point.
Yeah. We'll see, and it's of course, I'm not sure if he's aware, but it's Martin Karnocker,
Picking
seat
his
number
nose.
1.
Oh, the other guy, Mateus.
Yeah. But Martin is in the lead in terms of blinds on this table, but he's not at the top right now in the rankings. He needs a few more blinds won if he's going to secure, or at least take the lead in the race for the package. We have this cash game challenge will also be played in the upcoming days, so this is not the final session. I think we're streaming maybe some cash game on Saturday as well.
Yeah, there's going to be some high stakes coming across the weekend. We need to tie that in with the tournament schedule, so we're going to leave that up for on the day.
Yeah.
But there will be some 10-10 Hold'em and PLO coming for you guys, so stay tuned for that one. All of the details will be over on the live blog at thefestival.com.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Balaz, back-to-back hands that he's going to be getting in the mix with. Ace 10 8 4 double. He's going to pop it up to 40. Jake comes along for the ride with the Ace Jack 8 single. Pretty strong hand. Alexandros once again. King King Queen Deuce. So 3 pretty strong hands here. And Mateus is going to come along for the ride as well. Not such a strong hand, but from the way he's played, a little bit of a premium for him. Sasha now fancies his chances with the Jack 10-6-5. I think that's a bit adventurous when you know that this is coming and you've got such a weak hand. You really want to be careful in these like multi-way, super aggressive spots where Frankie is going to be squeezing a lot to just waste the 35 euros here.
Balázs goes for the 4-bet.
Yeah, not surprised. And now Jake's in a really tough spot, because he's going to have to play for his entire stack. He's got a good hand, but he might just,
I think actually he just added some money to this hand. So he just bought in for like 500 more just for this hand. So he stays out.
Does Alexandros have the minerals to stick it in? He doesn't have the nuts, but he's going to have a pretty decent hand. But with the multi-way action, he might be a little bit worried. And he does get it in. Fair play. Good man. So
we can
see people shy away from those spots sometimes.
Frankie,
but you got to take them in these games.
Not the best hand for Frankie. Blocked by a lot of other cards, so only 11% equity for the man himself. But I assume he will not be folding when it gets over to him.
No.
So expect Frankie to be in this one.
And what are his ways to win the pot? I mean, he's got the potential straight, I guess. The club's no good. He's got the 10-9 2 pair potentially.
Why not a pair of 5s?
Yeah, trip 5s.
Trip 5s. We'll see. But
let's see if Frankie can find a way out of jail here. He's got 16% equity, multi-way, Balaz. And
open-ended for Frankie.
Oh,
gets there on the turn.
And he's got him dead.
Oh. Wow.
He's got him dead.
Triple up for Frankie.
There's the 10-9, and Kings is going to win the side pot by the looks of things.
Yeah. Wow.
So Frankie is up to 2.4k, we know that for sure. And Balaz once again just gets felted in the side pot action and doesn't hit multi-way. Needed a 9 for a chop.
Yeah. Unfortunate for Balázs, it's 2 hands and 2 swings and a miss.
Just going to take a quick break.
Yes, you're going to miss a big pot. We'll see as George is off to just a short break. I'll still stay with you, and of course we're going to follow all the action. I think we have about 20 minutes left of this as Balázs now reaches for some reload money. He just sat down 2 hands ago. Unfortunately for him, he's been on the losing end of these 2, so his 3rd buy-in now. And it looks like he's in for another 1,000 then, so 3,000 total for Balázs. And he'll be struggling to be the winner of the number of blinds at least, but of course there's chances for him to at least get back into the green. as we have a few more hands to play left of this night, and surely it's going to be action-packed. Frankie now actually is into the greens. He is in for 2K, and I think he has 2.4, right? In front of him, something like that. We'll see in the graphics soon. And now then, Jon Kyte is straddling, so we'll have the action for Martin Karlåker in seat number 1 coming up. Yeah, Balázs adding another 1,000 from buying from Martin, and now all the chips are correct on the table. And Martin with the ace-7, 4-3, 3 diamonds, folding that one. Not a particularly good hand in an early position, but especially not against this table. There will be action as Balázs comes with the raise, makes it pot. And Jake now with the ducks. Martin, of course, comes with the re-raise, 3-bet. Sorry, Matthias. And Frankie comes along. Looks like a call only though from Frankie. We'll get the graphics for you soon. Matthias in picture. And George is back just in time for the next flop.
Oh, let's see. So Franco's in there. He's got a premium.
Of course he has.
Jack 9 deuce. He's got the middling, the flush draw. He's got the lone deuce, and that's coming into his advantage as he flops a pair.
Balázs hand is a secret for it right now.
Bit of a tough start. Bought in for 1K twice already, and he's on his 3rd bullet, I think.
Yep. Correct.
George is trying to get a seat. How did you know?
Yeah, I think ran out, just trying to squeeze in there.
I did have a little look over to the outer table to see what was popping.
Yeah?
Frankie was in the toilet taking a piss, singing.
Singing! Perfect.
He's always in a great mood, whatever the result.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. Now then, not much for Frankie here, except the deuce. But it's Matthias with a pair of 5s, open-ended, and Balázs hand is right now a mystery for us. But he's betted Balázs 225. What about Frankie? Folding. So looks like Balázs at least gets to win a small hand, small pot. That's the case. And we move the button for another hand. So guys, just got the inside. We have 12 minutes left of this session. So 12 more minutes to play before we end this one. So still the biggest pot is 5.5, right? So we'll see if we get another record or so before we go. 12 minutes more.
Yeah, so the official VPIP, we might get the VPIP information pop up. Sometimes you do on the stream, but the official VPIP will be less than 100. But the actual VPIP he's been in every hand, mostly in an aggressive fashion. I think there was one hand that he just overlimped.
Yeah, true.
And apart from that, it's been pop, 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 and fun, fun, fun.
Yeah.
What have we got here? We got some straddles going?
I think we had a raise
and a call.
Georgie and a call. Matthias apparently has a plan. Some Finnish being spoken at the table. Frankie sits quiet. Of course, he want to get in the mix. as Matthias has made it 80 to go. And what is Frankie's decision? Raise, of course. With the lovely hand of Queen Jack 4-3. At least it's a double suit, so not the worst hand. We'll see what hands he gets to come along. Georgie folding, Jake then. He calls. So Matthias, King 8 and Ducks. Expected to call. Or will he do something even more creative with this fantastic hand? Takes his time.
I have not come all the way here to fold, and he's definitely true to that one.
Yeah, sipping
King
some
8 deuce
Jägermeister milk.
Yeah, for a little bit of Dutch courage.
Yes.
So 340, and Frankie has got a lovely hand. Quite playable considering his standards. Double suited, got a little bit of high and low connectivity, so you never see it coming, but he can flop all sorts of equity here. And he does flop a boat! Oh, and he's led. And this is the dangerous part of Frankie. When he's got a hand, he's not going to hammer the brakes. He is going to drive. And it's so hard to play against. And look at this. Matthias is going to come along with a pair of twos. What on earth?
No respect to Frankie. But yeah. This is trouble.
Float him.
This is trouble for Matthias.
They've only got like 3/4 pot back.
Oh, all right.
He's just got it in absolutely dead.
Wow.
And let's see.
Ouch for Matthias.
Let's see whether the table demeanor changes now, because it's all fun and games until you're trying to be the hero, you're floating with no equity, shove the turn, get absolutely snapped, and he gets made to look like a bit of a fool in this spot. And Frank is saying, come on, show the cards. I tried to bluff with absolutely nothing. The full unblockers. What the hell was that?
Yeah.
And this is just the power of playing Frankie's style. Sometimes, just sometimes, you flop the goods and you induce another player at the table to make a ludicrous move. Wow. That was an absolute dust.
Yeah, so 4.6 in that pot. No new record, so we're still at the biggest pot, 5.5k, because we had a guessing game going on earlier. The person guessing closest to the biggest pot will make sure to have you send some merchandise from the festival. Right now, I think it was Slasktratt who had the exact amount, 5.5. Well, we'll go through the chat later and see exactly that we award the correct person. But maybe 5.5 will not stand as the record. We still have 10 more minutes or so to play. And, well, Frankie with a big stack in front of him, surely it's going to be able to play some big hands. We'll see.
Oh, God. No, this is not the way to play. You sit there for 2 hours, you book a losing session, and you start complaining about the size of the game. You know what you're in for here.
Yeah.
You know, you sit down, you're going to get 3-bet every hand. You got to play. Don't just go out there moaning like a little girl. No, this is not the way to play this table. There needs to be a bit of decorum. You're being gifted premium action here. There's people in the casino that would give their right arm for a seat in this game.
Correct.
And now you're saying because you booked a losing session that the game should be capped pre-flop. It's pathetic, to be honest. I'm not going to take that.
Agreed. Well,
didn't know Bratislava handed out free money. What a great city, says Yehuda. Frankie with a big stack and pot. Exactly. And this is why you've got to retain face when you book a loss, because you know the game's going to happen again. This isn't going to be the last time this kind of game starts here at the festival, and you know, to just sit there complaining about it, saying that the game's too big or it needs to be capped pre-flop, it's out of line. The player saying that is Sasha in seat 6.
7, right?
7. Are they 9-handed? Yeah, they are. Sorry,
Yeah.
seat 7. Yeah.
Now then, look at Frankie.
Wow.
It just disappeared, but we saw aces, and Sasha has kings. So, well, this might be another action hand, of course. And Matthias, King Jack
Wow,
9-7.
Frankie's got aces.
Yeah, he
That's
does.
a rare sight.
No suit. Yeah, he got one single suit. And
Exactly, Mr. Leader.
Sasha is all in.
Sasha's all in with the kings. He's in tough shape, and he's going to get taught a lesson here.
You might say that karma hit Sasha,
exactly.
but
Instant karma. That's what we like to see here. No complaining.
although we will have to see the board first before we
he's
say
losing his
something.
head.
But
He can't take it.
now then,
3 on the turn. No flush draws about. Needs a low card. Does Frankie, and the aces hold.
Three-way pot, aces hold. Another
Matthias.
big one for Frankie.
Matthias flopped the wrap. Low, and Frankie wins with the pair of aces. Sasha can't beat it. He's got 7-3. No straight, no 2-pair. And Frankie's giving him a piece of his own.
So now actually Frankie is threatening the lead. I think he's in for 2K. He's at 6.1 right now. So he's up
Was that
4K.
a 6.1k pot?
No. That's the total that he had. It was just 2.1 in this pot. So no new record for the biggest pot, but still Frankie now is up 4K.
Okie dokie.
Which means that in terms of number of blinds.
800.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he needs to win another 300 blinds to be the leader in the cash game challenge, and Sasha's going to hit the rail after losing his head a little bit there. Wow.
Right then.
Wow,
Next
it's all
hand.
happening here. We've got people tilt quitting the game.
Is it last hand?
now, so this
Oh,
could be
okay,
chaos.
Mr. Leader, hold on to your whatever.
Is Frankie going to destroy them? He's in, we know that for sure. And we've got to straddle up to 40 by the looks of things.
So this might be the last hand of the evening. And it seems like Kute is here to gamble.
He's not having much fun, Kite, by the looks of things. That was a very serious looking, kind of pissed off face. He's got 3.3k. Right.
Well, does he? We'll see.
Yeah.
As Martin now seems to... No, he's folded, right? Yeah. Holding on to his big stack. Now then, Balázs folding. Matthias, surely not going anywhere with the great hand of King 10, 8 deuce.
The monster hand. They've written articles about this hand online. It's so powerful. And there it is. He's all in for 500. Bit of a head loss from him. Shoved it in, drawing dead versus Frankie. And now looking to claw some money back here with a kind of desperate all in laid on in the last hand. Frankie has a double suited powerhouse. 8-7, 6-3 double. And John has 3-betting with the ace 10-9-6 double. Really good hand, multi-way, facing this kind of action. And Frankie is saying, how much have you got? Is Frankie going to repot? Or is...
No, Frankie counting out.
Can he repot? Because what was the raise size for the last raise? John made it. Frankie made it 100.
Yeah, and
John
he made it 350.
So 250. So he can't raise. He's got a call, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Not sure what Frankie's doing right now. Counting all. Okay, apparently it's a re-race and all in from Jon as well.
Wow. What's going on?
I'm not sure because if we are correct, he should have been able to race there, but
No,
I'm not sure
I
what's
think
happening.
it was a 100 to 350 to 500, so there's
We're not
no
sure,
rating.
guys, but this is at least the biggest pot of the evening. You can see the count 7.7.
Who had the guesses? I think Mr. Leader had 8K.
Yeah, he had 8K. I'm not sure if we have someone that is closer, but
this is the last hand, so this is 7.7 in the middle.
And this is a chance for Frankie actually to take the lead. If he wins this hand, he'll be leading the lead. Oh, look at this for a flop then.
Oh my word, he's flopped the spades for the live side pot. There's a 7, so he's going to have himself a pair with a gut shot now.
Flush draw for the slower one.
Oh, and it's the king high flush for Frankie and Matthias. Frankie's got the 6-3 for the side pot.
For the side pot, yeah.
Jon gets felted, and Matthias wins the 1.5k main pot. Holy moly.
So Frankie's total count is 8.7.
So easy. I gave you 500. I already gave you 500.
And Mr. Leader is going to win the hat, so we need to get Mr. Leader involved.
We'll definitely fix that for you.
Yeah. I will message now just to make sure that we get that out for you. Drop us a message on one of the Facebook or the Instagram would be the best way to go, and we'll sort that out.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll sort that. I do know who Mr. Leader is, so we'll surely we'll fix that for you. And yeah, what a game.
What a game, and what a massive bit of action here at the festival. This game will be spilling onto the outer table, and we're going to be playing long into the night in this one, that's for sure.
All right, so the game is done for today.
That's the game done.
And yeah, right now Frankie should be the leader of this cash game challenge.
Wow.
We'll have the leaderboard updated
So what
for
happens
you.
with the package? That goes to second place? Or
Yeah, we'll see.
He's going to be there anyway.
I think Frankie will find a way to do some lottery if he wins it. And I think that I know that he won the package on another stop and gave it away in some fun fashion. So yeah, surely he will find a way if he is to be the winner when we summarize the week.
Appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah, let's say. Thank you all for tonight, right?
And yeah, look at that. The
here we are.
We're
still awake, guys.
There. We're still here. We're still in the mix. All work and no play, says Mr. Leader. Well, it's just play. That's for sure here. As Frankie amasses a win of, well, he takes the lead. What was it in big blinds in the end? 1,200?
I think something like that, right?
1,200 big blinds for a €6,000 profit after being in for 4 bullets in the space of about 5 minutes.
Wow.
Crazy spin up from Mr. Frankie. And the game will be playing long into the night here at the festival. Check out all of the details of the cash game action over at bankocasino.sk for the tournament schedule over on thefestival.com, and that's going to be it for us tonight.
So we'll be back tomorrow, more streaming, and then we'll have some tournament action, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Right? But stay close, look at our socials, and we'll have the updates and times coming to you.
Good night from us here at the festival on Thursday night. Cheers, guys.
Take care, guys. Bye.